Good morning all. Myself Manoj Kumar Bundela, Assistant Professor, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. So we are discussing about the production technology of cucumber. Production technology of cucumbers. In that first we are discussing about the cucumber. So this all we are already discussed: soil, climate, temperature, sowing time, fertilizer, training system. We are discussed weed system, umbrella system, and single stem system. Next, pruning, we discussed different cultivars, different hybrids and varieties. We are discussed which varieties are suitable for greenhouse cultivation and which varieties are suitable for the polyhouse cultivation. Next, vegetative propagation also we are discussed. Next, we will discuss the disease and pest management. The greenhouse and protected structures are designed in such a way to minimize and or eliminate the most of the insects and some of the disease. This is possible with the use of antivirus nylon nets of 40 to 50 mesh size, usually ultraviolet stabilized on all sides of the greenhouse. We use the antivirus nylon nets we use, so that the whatever the insect that is spreading the viral disease, they will not enter into the greenhouse. All sides of the greenhouse are under the low-cost protected structure. Preventing the insect from the entering into the greenhouse is the best way to controlling the insect problem in greenhouse for the cucumber cultivation. The use of disease-resistant varieties also help to reduce the disease problem. So first disease is downy mildew. Pseudopernospora pubescens. The symptoms: the disease appears as a irregular, numerous small yellow area surrounding by the green tissue scattered all over the leaf lamina. It appears just like in definite mosaic patterns, particularly in the cucumber. The yellow area is angular and bounded by the veins. The symptoms on the bitter gourd are slightly brown, while the grayish-brown on pointed gourd. So same disease, downy mildew, will develop in bitter gourd and pointed gourd also, but the symptoms are only somewhat different. In high humid weather and faint white, downy growth of fungus is observed. Management: crops should be grown with wide spacing in well-drained soil. Air movement and sunlight exposure helps in checking the disease initiation and development. Bower system of cropping reduce the disease incidence. Bower system, if we use, means we can reduce the incidence of disease because the plant will not touch into the soil. Field sanitization by burning the crop debris to reduce the inoculum. This inoculum is present in the soil. So what we have to do? We have to go for field sanitization. Means we have to expose the soil to the sunlight. Seed production should be preferably carried out in summer season because the summer crop is often free from disease. So normally the summer season only we will go for seed production. Use of tolerant cucumber lines like summer prolific protective spray of mancozeb 0.25% at 7 days interval gives the good control. The severe case, spray of metalaxyl or mancozeb 0.2% may be given, but it should be not be repeated. So you can see the powdery mildew means the powdery growth will be appears on lower surface. That is, it is called as downy mildew. In powdery mildew, these white lesions will be appears on the upper surface. Next is powdery mildew. So powdery mildew disease appears on all foliar parts as white to dull white powdery growths will be developed. This white growth quickly covers most of the leaf surface and leads to the heavy reduction in the photosynthesis area. Plants may wither and die. Growth of the plants and fruit size. The transpiration rate is very fast and form the infected leaves. The management: the foliar spray of Pancozole 0.5%, Tridecor 0.1%, carbendazim 0.1% give a very good control of the disease. Use of tolerant lines. So this is, you can see, the powdery growth. So powdery growth will develop into the upper surface of the leaf. So if the powdery growth will be developed, then what will happen? The green area will be reduced and the photosynthesis rate will be stopped. Next is anthracnose. Anthracnose, it is a destructive disease of cucurbits occurring during the warm and moist season. All above ground, the plant parts can be infected. The symptoms were among the three principal of cucurbits infected. Leaf lesion begins as water soaked and these become yellowish circular spots. Choose the anthracnose resistant variety if at all possible. The resistant cucumber slices include Dasheri Yara, Slice Master, Slice Master, and Fonseca 76. Many pickling cucumber are tolerant and resistant to score. And next is fumi- fungicides we can use to control the anthracnose, like different fungicides. Benomil we can use, Manap or Mancozeb formulation we can use. This is anthracnose symptoms like developing fruits and developing leaf. Next is fruit rot. Fruit rot: the disease is mostly observed on matured fruits as a comparatively dry rotting with characteristic pycnidia over it. Generally, the lower portion of the fruit touching to the soil surface are affected. The P. cinnamoni is causing rotting of the vines, the leaves and fruits of pointed gourd. Rhizoctonia fruit rot is most severe in muskmelon, while Phomopsis fruit rot or asgood. The Phomopsis fruit rot is mainly on asgood and Rhizoctonia fruit rot is most severe in muskmelon, Rhizoctonia and Phomopsis, and in cucumber Phytophthora fruit rot. Management: to avoid the soil contact to the fruits by using the bower system of cultivation and staking of the plant. Provide proper drainage in field. Green manuring followed by soil application of trichoderma 5 kg per hectare in soil is very effective in checking the most of the fruit rotting. Mosaic and leaf restoration: the most of the cucurbits grown in rainy season are affected by the viral disease like cucumber mosaic virus, green mottled virus, green leaf restoration, and water mosaic lesions will be appear. Generally, alternate green and yellow patches with mottling symptoms are observed. Sometimes the leaves deform and curve downwards. Smalling and narrowing of the leaves is also observed in leaf distortion virus. The plants become small and excessive branching. Prolif- Proliferance of the leaves, twigs, petioles, bushy appearance of the plants are observed. Management of the disease involves the destruction of the diseased host and weeds. Virus-free seeds must be used to check the seed transmission. Initial logging of the infected plants. Periodical spray of systemic insecticides up to the flowering stage to control the vectors. Seed production should be preferably carried out in summer season because summer crop is often free from viral infection. Pest of cucumber. The pest of cucumber first is fruit fly. Fruit fly Docus cucurbita. Symptoms: the maggots after hatching feed on the pulp of the fruits and rendered them unfit for the human consumption. They will develop the holes. Maggots will develop the hole. These are the maggots. They will develop the hole on the fruits. Rotting of the fruits will be start, and the fly is active in hot and hibernates as purpose of at pupae, and adult during the cold month. Control measures: the clean cultivation, removal and destruction of fallen fruits and infected fruits daily to minimize the pest infestation. Spray of 0.2% carbaryl is also found effective. Deep plowing to expose hibernating stage. 5 spray with 0.05% malathion at 10 days interval starting from flowering are reported to reduce the intensity of infestation. Use of pheromone trap for monitoring the pest population. So we can use the pheromone traps to control monitoring the pest population we can use. Malathion we can use, carbaryl we can use. Next is red pumpkin beetle. So the grub feed on the roots and underground portion of the host plants and fruits touching to the soil. The infested part starts rotting due to the secondary infection by the saprophytic fungi. The infested fruits become unfit for the human consumption. The adult feed on the leaf lamina making the irregular holes. Like leaf lamina it will feed by the adult and it will make the irregular holes. The prefer young seedlings and tender leaves and damage may be kill the seedlings. Management: as insect pupate is in the soil, the deep plowing soon after the crop expose and kill the grub and pupae. Apply Ferdon 3G granules 3 to 4 centimeter deep in the soil near the base of germinated seedling. Collect and destroy the beetles in early stage of infection. Spray the malathion 2 ml per liter of water for effective control, dusting with 5% malathion for 10 kg per hectare. Serpentine leaf miner: this is an introduced pest occurring on many cucurbit vegetables. The heavy incidence is noticed in watermelon, pumpkin, cucumber. However, the beetle guard seems to be resistant. Beetle guards are resistant to the serpentine leaf miner. A native larval parasitoid Hemipterus Varicornis is a major parasitoid on the pest. Management: soil application of neem cake 250 kg per hectare immediately after germination. Duster the cotyledons leaves with leaf mining at 7 days after germination. Spray PNSPE 4% of neem soap 1% neem formulation 10,000 ppm or more after 15 days of sowing and repeat after 15 days. Red spider mite: this pest is serious on cucurbits during the warmer climate. Colonies of mites with a silk web can be observed on the ventral leaf surface when incidence is high. Management: spray the neem or pongenine soap at 1% over the lower surface through. Alternate spray of dimethoate 30 EC 2 ml per liter of water. Thrips palmipirni: both nymphs and adults feed on the young fruit tips and floral parts and is suspected vector for the tospovirus. Soil application of neem cake once immediately after germination against the flowering, followed by neem seed kernel extract we can use, neem soap we can use to control the red spider mite. Leaf-eating caterpillar: the long shining caterpillars feed on the leaves and fruits. Apply the neem cake to the soil immediately after germination. Spray any contact insecticide like carbaryl 50 WP or neem or pongamia soap 0.75%. Also effective to manage this pest. Soil application of neem cake once immediately after germination and again at flowering followed by neem seed pest extract 4%. Neem soaps 1% alternative we can use. Carbaryl WP 50 WP 3 gram per liter of water we can use. Root knot nematode (Meladogamy): the root knot nematode is the major problem when we grow the cucumber in greenhouse. It causes the galls from the initial stage of the crop growth. The larva feeds on the roots, which show the typical galls, and later the entire root system show the heavy galling. The foliage become light yellowish and the plants become stunted and result in flower and fruit drop. In spite of irrigation, the plants appear thick and drooping during the daytime. Management: seed treatment with biopesticides, Pseudomonas fluorescens 10 grams per kg we can use. Apply carbofuran 3 grams per 1 kg active ingredient per hectare at the time of sowing. Bitterness. So bitterness in cucumber is mainly due to the cucurbitacin. Sometimes when we eat the cucumber, we have the bitter taste. The disorder is prevented under the cool weather at high elevations. The open pollination and excessive use of nitrogen fertilizers cause this bitterness. Bitterness is caused by the open pollination and excessive use of nitrogen fertilizers. Management: judicious application of nitrogen fertilizers and controlled self-pollination would help to reduce the bitterness. So to control the bitterness, what we have to do? That we have to stop means control the open pollination, and we will not apply the so much quantity of nitrogen fertilizer. So it is mainly due to the heavy application of nitrogen fertilizer the bitterness will be occurs. Crooked fruit or croaking or curvature. This disorder is more serious in cucumber. The qualitative loss due to the production of various curved fruits like this. The fruits are curved. One side is fully developed, second side like this. You can see the fruits in market. So disorder is mainly it will cause the curved fruits are the result of imperfect pollination and fertilization. It is mainly due to the if the pollination is not proper, if the fertilization is not proper, due to that the fruits will look like this. The high soil moisture, poor nutrition, and adverse temperature favors the development of crooked fruits. Is mainly due to the first one is pollination and fertilization, second is high soil moisture content, poor nutrition, we not apply the nutrition, high soil moisture and adverse temperatures favors to the development of crooked fruits. Management: the optimum irrigation and nutrition schedule may be provided through helpful means normally regular time we have to apply the irrigation irrigate the crop. Keep the crop free from insect pest. Frost or low temperature injury. The symptoms: cucurbits are highly susceptible to low temperature or frost injury. The freezing of cell shape result into the rupturing of the cell membrane. Due to the low temperature, the cell shape freezing of the cell shape resulting in the rupturing of the cell membrane. Control: apply irrigation, smoking in the field and spray the frost preventive chemicals. Pillow disorder, it is due to the calcium deficiency. Pillow disorder is due to the calcium deficiency. Foot splitting and cracking. Symptom: the cracking is mostly vertical, initiated from the basal portion of the fruits. The silt is wide enough to expose the seeds and other internal tissue. The silt is wide enough. The cracking makes the fruits prone to the microbial infection and unique unfit for the consumption. If the cracking will be occurs means there is attack of microbial infection and it is not accepted by the consumers, unfit for the consumption. Causes: heavy rainfall and rain after a long period of water stress causes fruit splitting. Calcium deficiency aggravates the disorders. Management: improving the moisture conservation in soil will help to reduce the cracking. Improve the moisture conservation in the soil, improve the help to reduce the cracking. It is if the crop is irrigated after a long stress, apply 2 to 3 light irrigation instead of an heavy irrigation. Yes, normally we will apply the water in the light irrigation we will not apply the heavy irrigation. For that we can manage this. So we can manage the fruit splitting or cracking. Light belly color. The disorder is common in dark and Uniformly colored cultivars of cucumber. The side of the fruits touching moist, cool soil turns to the yellow and whitish yellow. The uniform green color of the fruit width is destroyed, making the fruit less attractive. So means like yellowing color will be start on the fruit. So it is not attractive, and it is not accepted by the consumers. But direct contact of the fruits with the moisture, soil suppression, soil suppresses the development of the normal color of the fruits. Delay in turning of the fruits in field encourage disorders. Management: use of plastic mulch can check contact of the fruits with moist will soil helping to avoid disorders. Use of varieties less susceptible to disorders turns the fruits in field from the time to time, means time to time we have to turn the fruits. If we not turn the fruits, the whatever the fruit that is exposed to the soil, it will be white in color. Do not delay harvesting of the fruits. Like you can see in watermelon and muskmelon also. In watermelon, when we purchase the watermelon fruits, the one part of the fruit is whitish in color. So if continuously if we rotate the fruits, then it will be not look like white. Misshapen fruits. This refers to format, formative of abnormal shaped fruits with reduced market value. The fruits are abnormal and it will reduce the market value. Fruits may be bottle-shaped, peach-shaped, knobby-pointed at the blossom end, and excessive elongated. So it means the shape of the fruits will be changed. It is not look like the normal fruits. Suggests the environmental factors adversely affect the pollination and fertilization, result in the misshapen of the fruits. The high plant population or dense plant canopy not providing sufficient space to development of the fruit forces the abnormal growth of the fruits. So normally the fruits require a particular space for the development. If that space is not available, the space is very small, so the fruits will develop abnormally. According to the space, the fruits will develop. And if the fertilization is not proper, if the fertilization is not proper due to environmental conditions, so that due to that also the fruits will not develop. Negligence in using the growth hormones and herbicides also cause. If we use the more quantity of growth hormones or herbicides we use, that also cause the fruit misshapen. Management: keep the optimum plant population, maintain the uniform soil moisture throughout the crop cycle, carefully check the concentration, the time of application, and crop sensitivity before using the growth regulators and herbicides. So this is all about the major pest and disease of cucurbits and different physiological disorders of cucurbits. So this is about the all cucurbits. Means it is for cucumber also and this is for other also. Means this disease will be occurs in cucumber also and other cucurbits also like gourds also like other watermelon, muskmelon. In that also their same disease will be come. So in next class, so this disease will come with bitterness that all will come in cucumber also in other fruits also. So next we will start the bottle guard. So thank you all. Good morning to all. Myself Manoj Kumar Bundela, Assistant Professor, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. So today we will discuss about the production technology of carrot and radish. So carrot and radish, they both are the root crops. So normally roots we have to use for the consumption purpose. So they are both consume either we have to use as a raw or we have to use as a cook. So carrot, the botanical name of carrot is Docus carota, family is Ambelliferae, Center of origin is Europe. Normally it is originated from Afghanistan. Pollination is it is a cross-pollinated crop and the chromosome number is 2n is equal to 18. Introduction: it is an annual and biennial herb with an erect and much branched stem, 30 to 120 centimeters tall, arising from a thick fleshy taproot, 5 to 30 centimeters long, flowering, bearing flowers borne in the umbel. So normally the inflorescence is umbel. The main carrot growing states are Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. Haryana is the leading producer of carrot in India, followed by Andhra Pradesh. So Haryana is highest in production of carrot, followed by Andhra Pradesh. So it is a annual and biennial. Annual means normally if we are growing for the root purpose, for consumption purpose, then it is a annual crop. But if we are growing for the seed production purpose, then it is a biennial crop. Because for the seed production, it required 2 seasons for seeds development. Total area in India is 62,220 hectares and total production is 1.15 million ton. 1.15 metric ton production. In Haryana, total area is 18,870 hectares and production is 0.36 metric ton. In Rajasthan, total area is 1120 hectares and the production is 4,260 ton. So as I already told you, carrot is consumed as a raw or as a cooked. So both the nutritional value of carrot. So energy 41 kilocalorie, carbohydrates 9.58 gram, protein 0.93 gram, total fat 0.24 gram, cholesterol 0 milligram, dietary fibers 2.8 gram. Vitamins. Vitamin folates 19 microgram, niacin 0.983 milligram, pantothenic acid 0.23 milligram, riboflavin, thiamine, vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin K. These are the vitamins for them. Soil: carrot grown well-drained, deep, loose, sandy loamy soil, rich in humus and having the pH is 5.5 to 7. It is mainly grown in sandy loamy soil because it is root crops, and in sandy soil the roots will be easily penetrate in that. Soil free of clouds are preferred for the smooth, straight roots. Compared to the sandy soils, carrot grown on heavy soils tends to more rough and coarse as the soil com- compaction affects the root growth and length. Because if the soil is more compact, then the root will not develop properly. The free, very loose and highly compact soil are detrimental to growth of the highly compact soil are not good for the root growth. Climate: carrot is a cool season crop growing under a wide range of rainfall. A temperature range of 7 to 30 degrees centigrade is considered optimum for the seed germination, while for the better root growth, 18 to 23 degrees centigrade is ideal. The temperature is 7 to 23 is considered as optimum for seed germination, while the better root growth 18 to 23 is ideal. The very high or very low temperature is not conducive for the proper development of roots. If the temperature is very high or if the temperature is very less, that is also not good for the root development. At higher temperature, the roots become shorter, thicker, and non-juicy. If the temperature is more, then the roots become the shorter, thicker, and non-juicy. At, while at the lower temperature, 10 to 15 degrees centigrade, they become longer and develop poor color. Means color will not develop at low temperature. Land preparation. The land should be thoroughly plowed so that the clouds do not interface with the root development. Properly we have to prepare the land. The well-decomposed FIM we have to use. Mixed with the time of land preparation, application of fresh undecomposed FIM should be avoided as it leads to the forking of the fleshy roots. We have to apply the well-decomposed FIM. If we not apply the well-decomposed FIM, so there is a chance of forking. Hmm? Correct. Season of planting. The crop is grown during the January, February, June, July and October, November. In the mild climate, carrots can be grown almost all the year round except few summer months. For regular supply of fresh and tender roots, the sowing should be stagnant and done at 15 to 20 days interval. So normally the first sowing we do, after that 15 to 20 days interval, again second sowing we do, then again 15 to 20 days interval, third sowing we have to do. So what is the benefit of that? We will get the we will get the roots all around the time. Tender roots we will get, fresh roots we will get, fresh vegetable we will get. The seed rate is 5 to 6 kg per hectare is recommended. Method of planting: carrot is usually grown on ridges to facilitate the good root development. The seeds are dibbled at the rate of at 1.5 cm depth and spacing is 30 to 8 cm. For enhancing the germination, the seeds are soaked in water for 12 to 24 hours before sowing. To enhance the germination, the seeds are soaked in water 12 to 24 hours before sowing. Normally nibbling method we use, and to increase the germination we will soak the seed in water. Manure and fertilizer. The fertilizer dose depends upon the fertility of the soil. The amount of organic manure applied to the crop. A good yield 25 ton per hectare of well decomposed FIM is incorporated into the soil. Generally application of 100 kg nitrogen, 60 kg P2O5 and 60 kg of potassium is recommended for the optimum yield. The NPK requirement is 100, 60 and 60. NPK is required for the optimum yield. And 25 ton of FIM we have to apply. Intercultural operation. The intercultural operation like weeding and hoeing are necessary to check the weed growth and provide the soil aeration. The hoeing not only checks the weed but also facilitates the soil aeration. The earthing up of the roots along with the weeding is done to prevent the exposure of roots to the atmosphere and consequent discoloration. Normally we have to go for earthing up. So earthing up, if we go for earthing up, then it will control the weed growth also, and the roots will not expose to the sunlight. So if the roots are exposed to the sunlight, the color of that particular part is changed to the green color, and it is not accepted by the consumers. Irrigation: Irrigation is given immediately after sowing, depending upon the planting season and the available soil moisture. Carrot may be irrigated 10 to 12 days interval. So carrot normally the time of irrigation is 10 to 12 days interval in the season of summer months. And in case of winter, we have to apply in 5 to 6 days interval we have to apply in winter. Means more irrigation is required in case of summer. The irrigation should be discounted 2 to 3 weeks before harvesting to increase the sweetness and taste of the carrot. So if we want to increase the taste and sweetness in carrot, what we have to do? We have to apply the discontinuous the irrigation. Means 2 to 3 weeks we will not apply the water. So the sweetness and taste of the carrot will be increased. So varieties, so some varieties like Pusa Kesar. Pusa Kesar is developed by IARI in New Delhi. It is red colored roots and self colored care. It can be tolerant to the higher temperature, suitable for sowing for August and early October. Crop mature in 90 to 110 days. Pusa Meghali. It is developed by IARI in New Delhi, has orange flesh, self colored core and short top. suitable for sowing in August to September, and the average yield is 25 to 30 ton per hectare. Selection 2 to 3. It is developed from PAU Ludhiana. The roots are orange in color with light orange flesh. Number 29. Developed from PAU Ludhiana. The roots are long, tapering and light red in color. Temperate type like Nantas half-long. It is cylindrical, orange, scarlet and self-colored core. Crop mature in 110 to 120 days. Early Nantas. It is European cultivar, almost cylindrical roots, excellent quality but has a weak brittle top, which makes the pulling difficulties due to the thin skin. Chutney: an excellent cultivar for canning and storage purpose. Roots are attractive, orange, smooth, thick at the shoulders with gradual tapering. Imperator: it is a mild it is a mid-season to late maturing cultivars with white deep orange roots. The roots are 15 to 17.5 centimeter long and 2.4 to 4.5 centimeter in diameter in Imperator. Geno: a popular in Nilgiri Hills. Geno variety is mainly grown in Nilgiri Hills, high-yielding, famous for its quality and flavor. Pusa Yamdagini, developed from RRS Catrain. It has orange flesh with self-colored core. The crop matures early by 7 to 10 days than the early Nantas. So these are the some important varieties: Pusa Kesar, Pusa Meghali, selection 2 to 3. Number 29, temperate type varieties. These are tropical type varieties. Temperate type Allenanthus, Chetni, Imperator, Geno, and Pusa Yamdagini. Exotic varieties. So some varieties they are exported from USA processing purpose like red cold chutney, Danwas half-long imperators, and some varieties they are come from New Zealand like Akora, long red, spring market improved, and Wangani gent. From Japan Suko. From Japan exotic varieties Suko. Belgium white. France Chutney, Nanthus, Oxheart, and Tuscan. Australia red elephant, western red and yellow. Netherlands early horn. So these are the some exotic varieties. They are from other countries. Harvesting: the edible roots become ready for harvesting in about 100 to 120 days depending on the varieties. A light irrigation may be given a day before harvesting. Means 100 and 120 days it will take for the root development. So before harvesting we have to give a light irrigation so that the next day the root will be easily harvested. The crop is harvested manually by uprooting the individual plant. The carrot for the processing purpose are left in the ground for a longer period. After harvesting, the green tops are cut and the carrots are separated and washed. Green top we have to cut and then we wash the carrot. The total yield, that normally the yield is ascetic type of carrot, the yield is 25 to 30 ton per hectare, whereas in European type the yield is 10 to 15 ton. Means ascetic type they will give the more yield, 25 to 30 ton, but European type they will give the less yield, 10 to 15 ton per hectare. Post harvest technology: grading. Carrots are graded according to the size, diameter and length. The carrot should be ideal be to uniform and similar shape for the varieties. Well-formed, smooth, firm but the tender texture we have to select. It should also be free from the harvest damage, decay, disease and insect. Normally when we go for harvesting of the carrot there is a damage will be occurs. So that damage it is free from the damage, free from the disease and free from the insect. Packing. Carrot are packed in basket of gunny bags before sending to the market. These are sometimes marketed along with their tops to indicate freshness. Sometimes carrots directly we will cut the tops and we will go for marketing. Sometimes we have to keep the tops and we have to go for marketing. If the tops are there, the leaves are there. If the leaves are fresh means that it will more accepted by the consumers. Storage. Temperature is the most important factor affecting the storage of the carrot. The carrot can be stored for 3 to 4 days under the ambient conditions. However, in cold storage, the topped carrot can be stored at temperature of 0 to 4.4 degrees centigrade with 93 to 98% relative humidity for 6 months. Topped carrot can be stored for 0 to 0.4.4 degrees centigrade, 93 to 98 relative humidity. We can store it for 6 months. Untopped carrot can be stored only for 10 to 14 days at 0 degrees centigrade temperature. Untopped, if we don't remove the top, then we store it for the 10 to 14 degrees centigrade for 0 degrees centigrade temperature. And if we top, we can store it for the 6 months. Next crop is Raphanus sativus. It is called as radish. The family is Cruciferae. Center of origin is Mediterranean region. And pollination is cross-pollinated. Chromosome number is 2 and is equal to 18. Introduction. It is an annual and biennial herb having the rosette leaves and bearing a swollen roots, which is economic part. So I already told you, for if you are growing for the consumption purpose, then it is annual. If you are going for seed production purpose, then it is a biennial. The main radish growing states are West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Punjab and Assam. The West Bengal is the leading producer of radish in India, followed by Haryana. West Bengal is the highest in production of radish, followed by Haryana. The total area in India is 0.16 million hectares and the total production in India is 2.28 metric ton. The West Bengal, the area is 40,490 hectares and production is for 0.49 metric ton. In Rajasthan, total area is 640 hectares and production is 2,050 ton metric ton. So this is the total data. Next is nutritional value. So nutritional value per 100 grams, we can see it will provide the energy 16 kilocalorie, carbohydrates 3.40 gram, protein 0.68 gram, total fat 0.10 gram, cholesterol 0 milligram, dietary fibers 1.6 gram. In vitamins like folate, niacin, pyridoxine, riboflavin, vitamin A 7 IU, vitamin C 14.8 milligram, vitamin E 0 milligram, vitamin K 1.3 microgram. So these are the nutritional status of radish. Soil. Radish is ideally grown in light, friable, sandy loamy soil. It is also grown in sandy loamy soil because roots will develop more in sandy loamy soil. Rich in humus and having the pH is 6 to 7. So radish is grown in pH is 6.6 to 7 pH. Heavy soils should be avoided as they are produce the rough, malformed roots and with a number of small fibrous lateral. So normally we will not grow in heavy soils because the quality of the roots will be reduced in heavy soils. Climate. Radish is a very specific in its climatic requirement, especially in temperate temperature. Radish is predominantly suited to a cool or moderate climate. A long day as well as a high temperature result in the bolting before proper root development. If the roots are not developed properly and if the temperature will be increased, then what will happen? Bolting will be occurred in radish. And roots become hard, pithy and pungent before reaching to the maturity. Bolting means after that means temperature will increase, then what will happen? The roots become pithy, pungent and before reaching to the maturity. It's develop best flavor, texture and size at the cooler temperature of 10 to 15. Means 10 to 15 degrees centigrade temperature is best for the radish. If the temperature is more, then the pithiness will be developed and it is not accepted by the consumers. Land preparation. So land should be thoroughly plowed so that the cloud do not interface with the root development. So well decomposed FIM we have to apply at the time of land preparation. So if we not apply the well decomposed FIM, then there is a chance of forking. The forking will be development. Roots will be not developed properly. The roots will be divided into two parts. It is not accepted by the consumers. That is called as forking. Season of planting. The crop is sown during the winter from September to January. Normally it is sown in winter September to January, in the plains from 1st September to 1st December and in hills in June to September. So in plains, the temperature will be more in the month of December, January. So normally it's grown in December, January, but in hills it is grown in June to September. In the mild climate of peninsular India, radish can be grown almost all the year round except the few summer months. The best sowing time in South India is April to June. So normally the time of sowing in South India is April to June. Method of planting. For the regular supply of fresh and tender roots, the sowing should be staggered and done in 15 to 20 days intervals. Like same in the case of carrot, we have also in radish also we have to sow the crop in 10 to 15 days intervals so that continuously we will get the crops, fresh crops from the field and we will sell into the market. If we sell into the fresh crop into the market, we will get the more yield. The seed rate is 10 to 12 kg per hectare is recommended. Radish is usually grown on ridges to facilitate good root development. The seeds of the tropical varieties are sown at a spacing of 45 into 8 centimeters, while the spacing of 20 to 30 into 8 centimeters is recommended for the temperate varieties. So for temperate and tropical varieties, the spacing is different. For tropical, 45 into 8, and for temperate, 20 to 30 into 8 spacing we have to use. Manure and fertilizer. The fertilizer dose depends upon the fertility of the soil and the amount of organic manure applied to the crop. For the good yield, 15 to 20 ton of well-rotten FIM we have to apply during the preparation of land. Generally, application of 50 to 100 kg nitrogen, 100 kg P2O5 and 50 kg of potassium. Potassium we have to apply less and nitrogen and phosphorus 100 kg nitrogen we have to apply during the recommended for the optimum yield. So nitrogen we apply in two split dose. The half dose of nitrogen and full dose of P and K is applied during the time of planting and balance half dose of nitrogen is given 30 days after planting. So nitrogen, why we apply nitrogen in split dose? Because the nitrogen have leaching loss is there and denitrification loss is there. So to reduce that losses, we have to apply the nitrogen in two split dose. First we apply during the land preparation and second dose we apply after 30 days after planting. Intercultural operation. The intercultural operation like weeding and hoeing are the necessary to check the weed growth and provide the soil aeration for the better growth of the roots and yield. During the rainy season, two weeding are required to keep the growth of weeds under check. The radish, the growing roots tends to push out of the soil surface. Therefore, earthing up is done. Earthing up is normally when we go for weeding, after that the roots will be exposed to the sunlight. So for that we have to do the earthing up. We cover the roots with the soil so that the proper roots will be developed and the quality roots will be developed. The color, if the roots is exposed to the sunlight, the color of the roots will be changed into the greenish color and it is not accepted by the consumers. So we have to go for earthing up. Irrigation: The irrigation cycle depends upon the season, the type of soil and the amount of organic matter present in the soil. The first irrigation is given immediately after sowing. First irrigation we have to give just immediately after the sowing. Depending upon the planting season and the available soil moisture, the radish may be irrigated at 10 to 12 days interval during the winter and 5 to 6 days interval during the summer. Depending upon the season, we have to apply the water. The number of irrigation is depend upon the season. If we are growing in summer season or we are growing in winter season. Next is varieties. So ascetic type of varieties that is grown in tropical areas are Pusa Desi. So Pusa Desi, it is a subtropical cultivar suitable for sowing for the middle to August to October in northern plains. Pusa Chetki, a variety has a wider adaptability and can be tolerant to the high temperature. Pusa Rasmi, it is suitable for early sowing from mid-September to the mid-November, but it can be tolerant to the slightly higher temperature. Japanese white, it is suitable for growing in October-December in the plains and July to September in the hills. Japanese white and crop mature in 60 to 65 days after sowing. So these are the Asiatic type or tropical type of varieties: Pusa Desi, Pusa Chetki, Pusa Rasmi, Japanese White. Punjab Safed. It is suitable for sowing in September-October. It is a quick-growing type with free of forking. Roots remain edible for 10 days after attaining the full size. Means the storage life is 10 days. Tallipuram number 1. Its roots are 20 to 23 centimeter long, white with green shoulders. Nadoni. Roots are long, light pink, popular in Himachal Pradesh. Afghanistan is a multiple disease resistant variety. Roots are long, marble white, resistant to pickiness and premature bolting. European type or temperate type of varieties. The skin is pure white and flesh is crispy and sweet flavored with mild pungency. It is only variety which can be grown throughout the year in the hills except to the winter months from November to January. So European type of varieties are they are grown in throughout the year. White Isil. It is a medium sort European table varieties which mature in 25 to 30 days. Pusa Himani. It is suitable for kitchen gardening. In home gardening we have to use the Pusa chit. In home gardening we can use the Pusa Himani. Harvesting. The edible roots become ready for harvesting in about 25 to 60 days depending on the varieties. It will minimum 30 days and maximum 60 days. The temperate type of varieties reach to the maturity in 25 to 30 days after seed sowing, while the tropical varieties require longer period. Means temperate type of varieties take only 25 to 30 days for first harvesting. But in tropical type varieties, they require the more time. Temperate type varieties take 25 to 30. Tropical type varieties they will take more time. At the time of harvesting, the roots should not be pithy or solid. Crop is harvested manually by uprooting the individual plant. Light irrigation is given just 1 day before the harvesting, so that we can easily lift the roots. Because if the soil is loose, soil water is there in soil, then it will be easily we can pluck. Yield. The average yield of Asiatic cultivars are ranged from 25 to 30 ton per hectare, 25 to 30 ton per hectare, and 40 to 60 days in 40 to 60 days, 25 to 30 ton in 40 to 60 days in case of Asiatic type, while in temperate type of varieties, the yield is 15 to 20 ton per hectare in 25 to 30 days. So that is the difference in means the yield is more in case of Asiatic type of varieties 40 to 60, 25 to 30 ton per hectare in 40 to 60 days. Asiatic type varieties 20, 15 to 20 ton per hectare in 35 to 40 days. Grading: the harvested roots are washed and graded according to the size and tied into the bunches along with the tops. Means roots are harvested along with the tops and they will be make the bunches. The radish should be ideal, be uniform and similar shape for the varieties. Well formed, smooth form but of tender texture. It should also be free from post-harvest damage, decay, disease and insect. The bunches radish top should be fresh in appearance and turgid. Packing: Normally the produce normally the produce is sent to the market loose and sometimes it is packed in a gunny bags. Normally we can use the loose or we can use the gunny bags for the selling into the market. Storage: the radish can be stored at a room temperature of more than 2 to 3 days. In room temperature, we can store it for more than 2 to 3 days. However, in cold storage, the topped radish is packed in a poly bags. Topped radish is packed in a poly bags with few holes for aeration. In that poly bag, few holes are there for aeration. It can be stored at 0 degree centigrade temperature, 90 to 95% relative humidity for about 2 months. So normally we can store the radish for 2 months. If we keep the radish in cold storage in polythene bags we have to make some holes so that the air will pass and can be stored 0 degree centigrade temperature and 90 to 95% relative humidity is there. Then we can store it for the 2 months. And normally in room temperature also we can store it for the 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days it is a completely in fresh. And in packaging normally we can use the gunny bags we can use for the packaging. Grading is also done. So grading is normally done based on the means size of the roots, based on the whether it is affected by any disease or not. The roots forking is there any physiological disorder like forking, pithiness that is also there or not. According to that, we have to give the grades. So some physiological disorders is also there in radish. Like first one is forking. So forking is mainly occurs due to the hard soil pan. So if the soil is hard and we sow the seeds, then what happen? The soil will be then what will happen? The roots will be not penetrate in this, and the roots will be start forking means the fork like roots will be developed. Second, when we apply to the FIM, so we have to apply the well decomposed FIM we have to apply. If we not apply the well decomposed FIM, then what will happen? The roots, the forking will be start and the roots will not develop properly. Same is pithiness. Pithiness means over maturity. So we have to harvest the roots when they are completely in mature condition. Sometimes we have not harvest the root at a when the roots are completely mature. So what will happen? The fibers will develop in that root, and that roots will be not accepted by the consumer. Means the fibers will develop, and that is called as pithiness will be developed, and it is not good for the eating purpose, and it is not accepted by the consumers. These are the physiological disorders of the radish. That's all. Thank you. Thank you all. This is all about the carrot and radish. Thank you.